Good day, everyone. Welcome and merry meet. I want to thank y'all so much for joining me today. Today's video is one that is very personal. Some of you are aware that I have had some physical issues starting way back at the beginning of spring and still kind of going through that. And it's one of those situations in your life where you have to step back and you go, what the heck is going on? It started off physically. I dealt with one issue for, 6 weeks. And as soon as I got that pretty much resolved, boom, I had another massive physical issue. I am recovering. But then again, as soon as I start to feel, a little bit better, boom, thankfully, not another physical issue, but now it's turned financial. So I said, you know what? Something's going on here. I frankly do not care who did the working against me. They know who they are. And I think I have a pretty good idea. But this video is showing what I do from start to finish with spell work. Very, very often on YouTube, you see somebody just come at a table and let's do this spell. Well, I try to do a little bit more protection work and preventative work. I did not take a purification bath in front of everyone, but I did share my recipe for that. I have shared my recipes for my return to sender, a couple of different powders, and a little bit of a thanks and an offering to Hekate, because no matter what I'm going through, I always give thanks to Hekate, because without her, I would not be the strong witch that I am. So without further ado, a return to sender done my way. I start a working like this, cleansing myself, and I'm going to be cleansing my home and my space. But the first thing that I do is a spiritual cleansing bath. This I have is hyssop, basil or rue or both, salt, powdered milk, a couple of drops of anise oil if you have it, and that's okay if you don't. Not everyone has something that unusual. A tablespoon of eggshell powder. Now what I do is, because it's not, for me, it's not like I'm having a bath. This is a spiritual bath. I use one of my, gauze tea bags. I run a goodly amount of water, put some of this in here, and allow my tub to, steep maybe 5-10 minutes. Jump in. Now, if you have, something special, I keep this with this because I use this eggshell to pour over my body. And now some people, when they're doing something like this, they, read the Psalms and just immerse yourself, pour it over your head. It makes no difference if it's once, 9 times, whatever resonates with you. And, just sit back, relax, let all of the negativity that a person, or in my case, has been feeling for, since March. And just let all of that go and know that this situation is going to be fixed. The second step of my process is I'm going to start making my controlling powder, because I want control over this entire situation. I've got some incense burning on top of a charcoal disc. Now, if you have a black shoelace, that's fine. I could not find one. I do have a black ribbon. And what I'm going to do, and this is the first reason I do this for this particular powder, is because I want everything in here to burn It makes no difference what incense you're using, but I want this to burn and allow it to cool off enough to mix with my other ingredients. So I'm going to let this burn, and we'll get started with the rest. I am making my powder. This is for control, because I want control of all of the situations here. But this is, you know, to send them going, and this is what we're going to do. And this is where I start using mirrors. I've got this cooled off, and I'm going to just dump my ashes right in here. And got a little bit of a stir stick too. And let's see, I've got a number of ingredients here. I've got cloves. Now, cloves for me is for exorcism. And if these particular people decide that they want to speak against me, and when I say particular people, if you want to put a magical number in there, I'm just using a goodly amount. But cloves are very, very good for gossiping, people who talk about you. Even though I don't know who these people are, I'm sure at some point. And I'm going to just break this up a little bit. And this is where, you know, this doing and adding something like cloves in a mixture like this is good, because it's kind of like when you do something very purposefully, put a lot of intention in this. And we're going to send all of this work right back to him. I don't feel the least bit worried about that at all. Okay, we have some cloves. I'm going to use a little bit of allspice. I do have allspice berries, could not find them. Powder is totally fine, because that's what it's going to wind up to be anyway. Allspice is for healing, and that's for healing myself. I'm going to add some orris. And again, this is another one of those little things that's going to take a good amount of grinding. If you have a, you know, if you have like a little mechanical grinder, that's totally fine. But like I said, I prefer to put a little bit of my intentions in this powder. And orris is for protection and divination. And I hope that whoever has sent the ill wishes towards me, well, if they see this, then I strongly suggest they start banishing whatever spell that has been thrown at me. So we're going to add some cinnamon, and this is for power. A little bit of cinnamon. We'll give that a little bit of a stir. And I have some sandalwood here. This is for wishes, because I'm going to make a few verbal wishes in this situation. So this for my wishes. And I'm also going to add knotweed. Yes, this is going to be a delightful blend. Knotweed. Get this stirred, and I'm going to give it another good clockwise, counterclockwise. For me, this doesn't make a difference. I just want to put my intentions in it first and foremost. I have just a bowl. Let's see what this looks like. And this is what it looks like. And there we are. So you can load this onto candles. If you have, like I do, and I'm so fortunate if you have a candle like this, that you can see this is a brand new candle. You can you know, peel this off. Carve yourself out a wee bit of a hole. Pour as much of this in here as you can and seal it back up with whatever shavings have come out of here. Or, you know, if you want to put this at the base of a candle, I've got several black candles that I'm going to be using in this scenario, and I may very well do this and pour some of this in there. But that is the basic gist of my return to sender powder. I also wanted to add, not only is it good for a return to sender, but this is also good for sprinkling in the path, if you can, if you safely can, into the path of stalkers, people who are abusive, or general evil to begin with. I mean, you know, if you feel like, you know, this just isn't setting well with me. Tuesday in the hour of Mars. So we're going to make another powder. This is to confuse. And this is for when the spell workings do start and the person, people, either living or not, because I kind of suspect this working that is against me is from the undead. But I've got some of my, I think you can see some of my burnt ribbon in here, or shoelace, whatever you have. I have, let's see, I'm going to add some, and I'm going to mispronounce this, galagnol. I'm going to add just a bit of it. And again, it's this wonderful little bits that is very good to, you know, do a little bit of, add a little bit of meanness to it, a little bit of intention, I guess I should say. In this case, yes, it's kind of, I'm being a little mean, but that's okay. So I've got my galagnol. That is for protection. Galagnol is also good for curse breaking. And my burned black ribbon. I'm going to add some lavender for protection. And let's see, what else am I going to add? I'm going to break this up a little bit. This is, like I said, this is going to confuse anyone who is trying to cast a spell on you. And this breaks all forms of curses. This acts almost instantly when I do go into ritual. It works better, I think, when the curse or spell or what have you is new. But it's always a good idea to keep this kicking around, you know, just in case you have an emergency, you have a spiritual emergency. Someone, hopefully not a sister or a brother, if someone is working against you. I hope that they're not. But the best day is Saturday, because this is really pretty negative. Saturday in the hours of Mars or Saturn. So one of the ways that you can, you know, do a cleanse of your home is, and I'm thinking y'all can see, I have a little bowl of water. I'm going to add approximately 10 drops of frankincense, and I'm going to go ahead and get that done. That should be good. Just, you know, with your finger, whatever, you know, if a pentagram works for you, any kind of a symbol that works for you. I'm going to anoint all of my windows and all of the doors that I have here up above, and you can do it on the sill here. That's totally fine. You know, whatever works for you. May only love enter here. May only love leave here. My space is protected from all unwanted energy. I'll go through that today. Tonight, I'll go into ritual. Another thing you can do if you don't feel comfortable doing this, you can treat the interior of your home basically as like casting a circle. And whichever direction you start with, some, you know, do it differently than others, but you just do you. But if you have the luxury, or which I don't right now, I have a home full of familials, and putting a candle in the four corners of this home and allowing them to burn is just simply not going to happen, which is why I'm going this route. But if you want to cast a circle in the four corners of your home, if you can burn candles like that, that is wonderful. And just basically cast a very large circle on the inside of your home. Another way, if, you know, depending on you and what your needs and desires are, if you can't burn the candles in the corners of your home, you can certainly, maybe, add a little bit of salt in the four corners of your home and tell the universe that you are protected, you are loved, and that should do after your cleansing bath. You're cleansing your home and everything is set up and ready to go for a reverse spell. So I often, when I go into ritual, I always thank Hekate for everything that she has done for me. And I will give her an offering here. And I will ask for her help. She has always looked out for me. And I have no doubt that she will do the same here. But this is a prayer to Hekate to avert evil spirits. Hekate, averter of all evil, hear my prayers. I call upon you now in my time of need to protect me from that which haunts the night. Mistress of ghosts, shield me from the dead which do not sleep, who roam the world above. May I be untouched by all specters and free of all wicked and angry spirits. Queen of demons, she who rules those above and below, withdraw all those spirits less than God, but more than man, that might plague me. May the power of all malignant spirits that dare wish harm upon your loyal follower be made powerless in your name. Hekate, Queen of the dead, gatekeeper of the underworld, protect me from the shades of the night and banish all spirits from my presence. You have never failed me, and I have nothing but complete faith in you, Hekate. Come and be with me now. So as you might can see, I have already loaded this particular candle up. I'm going to do just a little bit of protection, even though I did have a spiritual bath and I got the entire house done. My third eye. May no harm come to me or mine. This person's rage, this spell does disengage. So speak I the words that all his pain to him shall return, and suffer he will for all he's done. So I have this. I have this happening here. And since I do not know who has done any of the workings against me, I'm going to just put unknown. And I can guarantee you that Hekate will absolutely make short work of them. And of course, if you know the name, I would definitely write it. But since I don't, it will be all good. I'm going to see if I can get this to stick. There we go. Very good. Spell be gone. Go back to the sender, to whom it belongs. Take this disaster right back to the caster. Right back to who sent this shit. I've had enough. I've had enough pain. And I'm done. You can take this right where it goes. And maybe then a little bit more. And to whoever this might be, when, if they speak my name in any way, shape, or form, I command all of my demons to go and give them explosive diarrhea. They will not be able to control when they speak my name. And they will know. This is my will. So mote it be.